Yes, baby. Do, 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 do. Lose it! Hello and welcome back everyone to the video series dedicated show on MTV that's going on a major power trip. That's right, we're talking about The Challenge, Season 35, Total Madness, Episode 4. And in this episode, we find out that Jordan is going for the Waluigi look. Big T loves the salty pickle. And we find out that MTV producers don't know what tribunal means. Does it mean 3? Does it mean 5? 3? Does it mean 3? But let's start off where this episode begins, and that is Ashley and Mattie forming a friendship over a fire, and their friendship lasts a total of 10 minutes because Bear decides to whip out his fire extinguisher, all to impress Kayla, and then he sprays everybody in this very confined room. Everyone's inhaling this smoke and these chemicals, and Bear is kind of making fun of everybody, and that's when Ashley decides to spit the chemicals and residue that's all in her mouth at Bear, and that's when Mattie gets super frustrated with Ashley, is heated, and that's when they start taking personal shots at each other in the kitchen. Mattie versus Ashley, their friendship is kiboshed, and then Nani gets into this fight with Mattie. They're getting into each other's faces, and everything is boiling over, heading into this week's daily challenge called Cold War. Now, in this daily challenge, because there's 25 people left in this game, everybody's put into teams of 5. And what they have to do is there's 3 divers who have to go into this very cold water and unhook 5 big old Tetris pieces and bring them out of the water and then form a puzzle around it. While they're trying to get these puzzle pieces, 2 people from an opposite team is chipping away at these ice blocks and sending it down the chute to make the water even colder. The team that can do this the quickest wins into the tribunal, but because there's going to be 5 people in this week's tribunal, I'm going to rename it as a pentabunal for the rest of this video. So going into this daily challenge, I'm thinking, okay, there has to be something that happens in between all these rounds, because if you're the team that's going first, you have a major advantage as this water is going to be significantly warmer than the people that are going dead last. And it's unfair for the people going later on in this episode because it's out of their control. It's not because something they did that the water keeps on getting colder. It's because other people are doing it, and now they're at a huge disadvantage. Well, MTV says, guess what? We're doing nothing of the sort, and it's just going to be a major disadvantage for the rest of these people because the first team to go through this, which was Fessy, Rogan, and Josh, to jump into this water is a very chilled 60-something degrees. And by the time we get to team 5 with Corey, Kyle, and Bailey, this water is a very cold 51 degrees. And I'm sitting there going like, this is so unfair to people, but you know what? That's how the game goes, and that's how they're going to do it. And that's exactly what happens. Only 3 teams out of these 5 are able to actually do this challenge and finish it, as one team, the team 5, Corey, Kyle, and Bailey's team, decide they're going to be done. Corey and Kyle decide together that they're done with this. They don't want to be in cold water. They're not very good at puzzles anyway, so let's just jump out of this water and we're done with this. So they quit on their own volition. Where on the other hand, Kayla, Dee, and Nelson's team is in this water trying not to give up. They're putting in all their effort, but all their effort is making them freeze and have hypothermia, and they are forced to quit as they're in that water for like over 15 minutes at least, someone said, and Dee and everyone has to be wrapped up in these space blankets. Nelson is actually put into the ambulance and taken off because he's showing signs of hypothermia, and they are just absolutely frigid. They are freezing, but luckily they thaw out, and Kayla and Dee actually were able to join back with the rest of the people and get to watch everybody else do their rounds in this game. The quickest team, of course, is Team 4, who housed Bananas, Anissa, Bear, Big T, and KC. So they're going to make up the pentabunal this episode, and then we go straight back to the house for the nomination ceremony. Now, at the nomination ceremony, one name is sticking out above the rest, and that is Ashley. Her game was put on blast last week, and kind of we saw the building blocks of this coming last week, and then having the fight that happened the night before all this took place just really sealed her fate. Everybody taking a shot at Ashley. Mattie took the first shot, no surprise there, and then everybody just kept chipping away and saying her name. And then Dee was like, hey, we're with each other, I'm talking to you, I really like working with you, but I can't trust you anymore, which I was like, whoa, that was a little harsh. You could have just said that, hey, everybody else is voting for you, I'm going to vote for you. But to each their own. Ashley is being sent straight into the elimination, and then we go out to the bar, and that's when Bananas is kind of talking to Big T, trying to tell her like how to make big moves in this game and how to use power to get people onto your side. And Big T is like, well, I like the Holy Trinity Alliance. And so she talks to all three of them, Kayla, Jenna, and Nani, and makes a kind of pact with them that if she scratches their back, they'll scratch her back. And what does that make this Holy Trinity Alliance now? Is it a square now? Is it no longer a Trinity? Or is maybe Big T the Mary Magdalena of the group? Maybe, maybe not. You have to see how it goes. Now let's go over to the pentabunal ceremony where they have to say three people's names and then interrogate them. They decide that they're going to interrogate Mattie because she got into a fight with Ashley, so it's easy to say her name. Tori always wants to be nominated, so why not say Tori's name? And they decide to say Dee's name because, hey, they can't really trust her. They want to kind of throw her in, which really plays into Dee's hand because Dee wants to go in against Ashley regardless. I think she thinks that she can win against a puzzle or something physical, so she's like, hey, just throw me in and I'll be good to go. Which the whole pentabunal is like, yeah, we kind of do want to throw you in, but we don't want to see you come back. Tori only wants to go in if it's something physical. She doesn't want anything puzzle related, and Mattie is fine to go in, but she'd rather go in later and not now. So we go on to the purgatory, and that's when nobody decides that they are going to volunteer themselves to go into this week's elimination, which I'm not surprised whatsoever, because when walking into this thing, all you see is these pots like hanging off a string, there's a big wheel of torture, there's a giant die, and you're just sitting there going like, it's too complex. It's too complex to really figure it out. What it looks like is a puzzle, and it's not going to be something physical. And then you're sitting there going like, well, it seems very complex. I'd rather somebody else do this. And then instead of myself going into this elimination, screwing something up, and then I'm being sent out because I just got too ambitious. So nobody volunteers. They all vote D to go in against Ashley. They're going to play this week's elimination called Codebreaker. And in this elimination, you're going to be spinning this wheel of torture 5 different times, and it's going to land on a specific symbol. What you're going to have to do is take this die, roll it around the ring, and use it as a glorified stepping ladder, and you're going to smash the pots trying to find that symbol. Once you find the corresponding symbol, you go down, you spin the wheel again, you do this 5 times. Once you find 5 corresponding figures, then you turn them over. They have seasons of the challenge on the back of them, then you have to put them in order, and this is coming at a huge disadvantage to Dee, who, hey, Australia doesn't have the challenge there until War of the Worlds came out, and now she's like sitting there going like, how was I supposed to know? They're not even online anywhere unless you're paying for it on Amazon or doing any other thing. So Dee is coming into this thing thinking, I am at a huge disadvantage, but I'm going to do my very best and I'm going to try to win against Ashley. So they go on to this, they're spinning their wheels, they're hitting pots, and they're taking forever just to find their first corresponding symbol, which Ashley was able to find hers first. And Dee, you're thinking, okay, she's lagging behind because she's hitting all these different pots and finding not her corresponding symbol, but it actually helped her in the long run because once she hit one of them and it wasn't there, the next time she spun, she knew exactly where that one was. I mean, if you have multiple pots opened, you can tell, oh, I have what she was calling a rocket, but it was a missile. She was like, oh, I found the rocket thingy. Oh, I found this hammer thingy. I thought this thingy. So by the time she was getting her 4th one in, Ashley didn't even have her 2nd one already found. So Dee was able to find 5 corresponding shapes easily. However, this is the hard part. She's trying to figure out what goes in where. Where is Inferno related to X's, related to Bloodlines, related to Cutthroat, and all these different things. Of course, us at home, we know exactly what's happening. If you've been watching the challenge for a long time, or even just looked at the Wikipedia page, you know exactly what all the orders are. But Dee has no idea. And that's when Wes decides, I'm going to help her out. She's my #1 female in the group that's all with me, all in, so I'm going to go help her out. And he's trying to figure it out, trying to help her out by her yelling the titles of these challenges to him, and then he's trying to tell her what the order is. The whole pentabunal hates it. The whole rest of the house hates it. Even if they want Dee to stay in the game, they're trying to yell at him, trying to dissuade them from talking with one another. They're trying to hold them back. He helps Dee a good portion of it. She just doesn't know where 2 other tiles go. She's flipping them around. She's getting checks. But before Ashley can even turn over her puzzle pieces to see what seasons of the challenge there are, Dee is crowned the winner, she gets her red skull, she gets to stay in this game, and Ashley is being sent home. But not before she's gonna go out in a blaze of glory as she's trying to take Wes with her, as she is saying, hey, Bananas, stop working with Wes, take him out of this game, get him out. And everybody is listening to this. Ashley is going out in a blaze of glory, shooting her shot as she is walking out of this purgatory ring. And that's essentially where this episode ends. What'd you think about this episode? Let me know that in the comment section below. Are you sad to see Ashley leave this game early, or are you kind of like, cool, that's fine, whatever? We have more people left in the house. Let me know that in the comment section below. What do you think about the whole bear spitting situation? What do you think about Bear doing the whole extinguisher situation? Did you find it funny? Or were you thinking that is dangerous? Let me know that in the comment section below. And what do you think about this episode in general? Let me know everything and anything you have to say about this episode. And what did you think about the daily challenge? Do you think it was very, very dangerous? Do you think that they shouldn't allowed the other people to be chipping away ice blocks? Or do you think they didn't think it through all the way? Let me know that in the comment section below. And what did you think about this week's elimination? Which one do you think is better, the daily challenge or the elimination? Let me know that in the comment section below. But thank you so much for watching. And while you're down there, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll be back really, really soon with more challenge content, more content in general. And join me Thursdays for the Challenge Total Madness review and recap and Survivor review and recap. And join me on Fridays for Tiny Table Talk for the Challenge Total Madness. But until then, peace.